I'm in a good mood, and I'm about to do a dicro strip seahorse. No, make that a lizard. Lizard's better. This is some dicro strip that I had already set up and made. It's the nice purple glitter dicro with turbo cobalt on the back, so it's a nice dicro blue, or dicro with blue backing. Anyway, now, first you warm it back in a little bit, because yes, you're taking cold glass, putting it into the flame. Yes, you can do this by putting it in your oven for a while and then doing it. But me, I tend to do everything cold and then do the annealing after the fact. Because I work out in a shed that doesn't have high amperage to begin with. And we don't want blowing fuses in the middle of doing what you're doing. Okay, there is the shape of the head of the lizard. It's basically you pinch it and point it like a diamond. Okay, now I'm going to take some, probably, I want to say this is moon blue because it's a nice blue color and it's a North Star, so it's moon blue. Funny how they have blue exotic and green exotic, and most of the time when you swirl them into the color and stuff, they turn out more green, but they call it blue exotic. I guess there's more blue hues in the green. Anyway, this is going to be the legs. You heat them in, and most of the legs on my lizards have an L bend. Heat them up, heat it out, bend it over. Simple. Yes, I make it look simple because I've done it, oh yeah, a long time. That's okay. Even starting out, you can get some good ideas from this stuff. When you do this, you bring them together and you want that orange to orange glow. You touch it too, and when they flow together and don't look like they're just sticking together, that's when you're fusing glass together and it's becoming one piece of glass. Same idea, orange to orange glow, and I usually use symmetry to this because look, you want them that they're, you know, one side or the other of the body. Okay, still got to do several things. This is going to be a lizard pendant piece. First of all, I usually just take clear, and this is about 3 mil, 2 to 3 mil stretched out rod that I had available. I touch it too, just under the neck, seal it in. I go out a little bit, curve it back around, and touch it to the tip of the nose. And when this is standing on a table or whatever, you will not see the loop at all. So if you have it that you want it to sit somewhere, that's fine. But if you want to wear it as a necklace piece, that'll work for you too. Now I usually use a contrasting color. I've got blues for the body and the legs. So I will take like a green or, yeah, green seems to be jumping out at me. I've got the, it looks like moss green. Yep. Anyway, moss green. Heat it up. It's going to make the eyes for this. Touch it too again. And I do what is called a DQ swirl, where I'll swirl it back and forth and it makes rounded. And you would also see that that's rounded too, so that you don't have to worry about nice sharp edges points all over your table. Pull it out, DQ swirl, and it rounds into itself. And there's the eyes. Now on my lizards, I usually put 2. toes. 1, 2. You can put 20 toes or 5 toes or 6 toes if you want to. But if you can get away with just 2 toes, 2-toed lizard, it works out real well for me. You can put 3 toes, that'll work out too. But the more you put on, the more complicated it gets for you to put all the toes on there, and without melting them and putting them all together. There are ways around it, and I can get into that later if you want a more than a 2-toed lizard. But to kiss this job, and I mean kiss meaning keep it simple, stupid, so that other people can understand it. I again touch, pull out, heat up, touch, pull out. We're almost there, guys. Whether you believe it or not, short, simple, to the fact. Making the dicro step ahead of time does make the job a little easier. Now I'm going to adjust the legs slightly by warming them up and adjusting the way I want them. And I'm going to actually adjust them a little bit more, because one of the things I like about my lizards is they almost look like they're walking across, they're alive and walking across your table or walking across wherever they're at, because I tend to curve their bodies like they're just walking around having a good day, warming themselves in the sun. Okay, let's heat it up a little bit more. Bring that side together and that side further apart. I also like to heat up around just where the head is and turn the head in another direction. Like he's walking around and looking in another direction, saying, "Hey, look at that fly over there. He looks pretty good. I think I'll go over and eat him." You know, cold weld on the tip of the nose where the end of the loop is. And now, excuse me, getting over cold. The idea is to stretch the glass and make it feel like the consistency of toffee when you're working it. And also not burn the living daylights out of your fingers in the process. And that's the good thing about glass, is that it does not conduct heat. Great conductor of light, but not heat. My fingers are right there and they're not getting burned at all. But if you want to use a punte, by all means use a punte. Cold welds are very important to learn. And we have one diachroic lizard strip from a dicro strip that I made. Isn't it pretty? I don't know if you can see it or not. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.